What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On The Bench with Pete, the series you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. Now, second video of 2022, and actually the second video of today. Actually, no, it's the third video of today, technically speaking. Don't worry about it. It's a case of continuing where I left off at the moment. Although that said, do you know, since the last video, which was last week for you guys, my Chaos Black has arrived, so I was able to spray the Primaris Marines from my Indomitus box set. I haven't done the Outriders yet, or the couple of, the character sort of figures, but yeah, looking good. With that in mind, I'm going to carry on with Tor Garadon, because we really need to get his armor done here now, and he's looking not very good at the moment. So if you're new to this, you put this video on in the background whilst you're just doing some hobby stuff. Okay, I ramble on. Well, sometimes I go quiet, but that's usually because I'm in the zone. We just chill out together. You can talk to me if you like. Talk to the screen. I don't care. Tell me what you want. I use this as therapy. It's therapy for me. Helps me stay on top of my condition. Everybody's got something going on, haven't they? For me, it's MS. So I use it to stay on top of that and focus on other things. And also I'm using it to help focus on my New Year's resolution, which is to lose weight. So I'm on this Slimming World diet, so wish me luck. Anyway, I've got a cup of coffee. Nice new one, all raring to go. Let's have some. Yeah, and I'm super excited. So, I found a couple of backpacks, which I've put on a couple of my old Space Marine spare bits that I'm building up to. I want a squad of tactical Space Marines for my Imperial Fists. I just feel it lends them credence to the fact that I've had the army for a while, although I haven't. But in my story, they're my army. I've been with them. They've been with me for some time. So there's old Marines in there as well. It's all in here, I know. Don't worry about that. So let's get down to the bench. And here we are, Tor Garadon. So I really can't do any of the other details you see until I finished his armor, which is a pain because anyway, Baylor Brown is next up. Get my tissue paper. My wife and daughter are currently in the house. They're watching. I think they're watching Hunger Games. If I had to put a name to it, I think it's Hunger Games. Whether that's the movie, the TV series, whatever, I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Well, I know a bit about it. I haven't watched it. Would I like it? Possibly, I don't know. But I'm not that fussed. So, as it stands, I'm okay. Right, so glasses on. Now, I'm putting this on some of the more rounder areas of his armor. Shoulder pads on display here. I'm still in two minds whether I should airbrush him or not. I don't think I'm going to, just because of the fact of all the detail I could mess up if it goes wrong, and I'm just too cowardly to airbrush this guy because he's a really important dude. He's really important. He's a big deal for the Imperial Fists. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to mess him up. Gotta be careful with the rock formation here, or the see, the next step would be Urial Yellow. Which does it does two things. One, it makes them start to look more like Imperial fists. Of course, yeah, I mean, it would do, wouldn't it? But also, it smooths out some of the texture, which I'm not that fussed about because I want the texture to be truthful. If I'm honest, I want it. See, if I was airbrushing, be a couple of sweeps, and he'd look worse than ever, wouldn't he? And of course, I would destroy what I've done on there. Not that that's a big deal. I can just go over that again, but I'd rather not if I could help it. So Baylor Brown. These makeup brushes are brilliant, by the way. If you want to use stippling effects on your models, I recommend using some makeup brushes because they are brilliant. Brilliant for this. So obviously I've got more work I can do, but I'm pleased as punch at having primed some of my Domitus boxer. A couple of other Primaris Marines as well, like here. Yeah, I'm going to wait till they're super dry before I go ahead with anything. It's probably be another week or so by the time I get around to these guys. But yeah, Tor Garadon, good dude. He's definitely going to be able to lead my troops. So this is good. So I've got an idea for another airbrush video that I would like to do. So I'm excited about that. I am. I think I did the Screaming Skull on this one. I'm pretty sure I did. I've got to work out what. It's got these things on this crypto thing underneath the bells, like these little mouth things. I think of doing them in a red, actually. I'm gonna do that right now. Red. So, Blood Angels red? Why not? Blood Angels red. In contrast, I have some work I can be doing on the Ghostbusters figures today as well, later, because that's quite dry now, the primer on them. Right, so Blood Angels red on these things in the bells. That's quite interesting, actually. It looks good. I'm just going to turn off my heater a moment. Gets warm very quickly in here when you put the heating on. So these, I love the strangeness of this model. This was one I obviously started and found last year. I found it online. I was like, oh god, I've got to get this model. It's just so cool. The weirdness about it, that's what I love. And I'm hoping to do some Call of Cthulhu this year. I will say that now. Whether that's solo RPGing or whatever, or group RPGing, I don't know. Don't see how I could do the group thing again at the moment because everybody's kind of branched off. But I've got a brilliant book which I'd like to share on the channel sometime with you all. It's called DM Yourself. It's absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend it enough. It's got some brilliant tips in there for, well, DMing yourself, solo role playing, and the tips it's offering in there work best for the campaign linear stories as opposed to the sandbox ones, which is the complete opposite of how it's been thus far with role playing solo. It's been the other way around, but that's, yeah, that looks quite good actually. But I'm okay with that because I've got a few linear RPG game modules that I'd like to go through, and this this book will enable me to do that and experience it in a role-playing manner as a player, which is great. Let's have some coffee here. I just found another good brush I could use for stippling. That's good. So I think I need to leave him to dry. Let's have a look at my Ghostbusters, shall we? So Ray Stantz, I think this is. Egon Spengler, Winston Zeddemore, Peter Venkman. Now for these dudes, shall I do the skin next? Because it's only their faces, really. Yeah, why not? Let's do the skin next on them. So 3 of them are going to be Caucasian. That's easily done with Gilliman flesh. It's the jumpsuits I'm keen to do. Get them looking like Ghostbusters, but I'll put Winston Zeddemore down there because he's a different skin colour, isn't he? So, alright, so Peter Venkman. And he looks like he's wearing some sort of goggles as well. That's good. Peter Venkman's done. Let's do Egon Spengler. Egon. I know I said it on the last video, but I had a great Christmas. I'm still talking about it, I guess, because it's the same day. And I'm sort of playing catch up with my videos now, because before I had a huge backlog of videos that were filmed and uploaded in advance. I don't suppose I'll get to that stage again in a hurry. Although I might do, because it comes down to the fact that I just love making these videos. See, I make these videos for me more than anybody else. It's a very selfish thing, I know, but that's probably why they don't get as many views and whatever else. But I get some, and that's good for me. That works for me. I'm not in it for the fame and fortune. But that said, more views is always appreciated and enjoyed. Right. Just Trying to get all the areas that he has skin on. Right. Now what I need is a brown for Winston skin colour. But it's how dark do I want to go? That's the thing. Let's put the Gilliman flesh away. And we need a brown. Now, contrast wildwood. I don't think so. See, snake bite leather. I mean, no, I don't think so. Sigor brown. I don't know. Oh, on that one. Agarus dunes. Agarus dunes. I'm gonna have to test out on a piece of kitchen towel here. Agarus dunes. Because I really don't know what's going to look best. I don't think I want it too dark, but that said, I don't know. Agarus dunes. Sigor brown. Well, I don't know, really. Agarus dunes is very similar to snake bite leather. Wildwood. No, oh, it's far too brown. Out of the question. Wildwood is a possibility. I mean, it's only for very, very small. I think we'll go with Sigor brown, actually. Sigor brown. Yeah, because it's such a small area. I don't think it'll make, a overbearing impact if I get it wrong. Yeah, I think that's all right. Yes. Sigor brown. That's what we used for Winston Zeddemore. Okay, so the main star of this show of the Ghostbusters is going to be Basilicanum Grey, I think. I don't know if I've been going here now. 20 minutes. Not bad. Let's find Basilicanum Grey. Oh! Just put my hand in my pocket and found another. It's a coffee mate lid. It's what I had from the kitchen that I was meant to bring out earlier. It's in the middle of my pockets. That's... Right, heating's going on again because it's getting cold again. No. I think it was a Kalinsky Masterclass brush for their jumpsuits. Or is Basilicanum Grey too grey? Do I use Apothecary White instead? I think maybe we'll use that instead, shall we? Reason I say that is because I think Basilicanum Grey will be too dark for these guys. What do you think? I think it's more of an off black, isn't it? Basilicanum Grey. It's just because you can use it like almost like Nuln Oil, really, in some cases. Yeah. Well, I'm going to see on Peter Venkman how it pans out. So, wish me luck. Okay. So this is Apothecary White. Well, it's going on pretty thin, I have to say. I mean, I could, I suppose, do a second coat. You know, would that help the cause? It may do. And I probably could get away with that because it's so thin. Less danger of muddying up the detail, which is what I was worried about with these guys anyway. I mean, footwear wise, I'll be probably painting these boots black anyway, so not too worried about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to end up doing a couple of coats on all of these fellas. Or not. I don't think it's the way to go. Yeah, sorry guys. Hope it doesn't wash your skin tone off too much. Shouldn't do. No, I am going to go with Basilicanum Grey after all. So I think Apothecary White is literally just too white. Right, so I can't use it on these two because they're soaking wet from the water. I just dunked them in. Well, you know, whatever. Sorry about that, guys. You Ghostbusters. But so I'll regret it because it'll go on and be like, it's too dark. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna have some coffee, you know, because that was a close call. If I'd let that dry, I would have been like well unhappy with it. Thing is, with game board, I always do that, get it wrong on. With board game pieces such as this, I like to get them done as soon as. Once I start the painting process, you know, I just want to get them done. Alright, so Basilicanum Grey. This is where I'm going to regret it, but I regret the other one actually, to be truthful. No. This is how I want it. Yes. I should have just had faith. Perfect. There That was me worrying about it being too dark. No. Perfect. Goes on to white so well. This is Ray. Well, he is starting to look like a Ghostbuster, I have to say. Yeah, that's good. Oh, my daughter picked up her iPad yesterday because we bought her an iPad for Christmas, but yeah, they didn't have any in stock at the time, so we had to give her like an IOU. We gave her the money for it, and she had a notification yesterday saying, "Oh, they're in stock today. Book your slot to pick it up." So naturally, that happened, and now she's loving it because the reason she wanted it was because she wants to do artwork with it. So we're like, yeah, of course, that's brilliant, and she's loving that. An iPad. So yeah, she looks like she could do some amazing artwork with it, which is awesome. In case you didn't know, she's a pretty good artist. Very good artist. It's a wonder she could put herself away from it for long enough to watch a movie today, actually. Now, he is looking grand. I love this. That is exactly how I wanted it to turn out. Silicon grey. Hell yeah. He's looking like a Ghostbuster already. That's good. Right, Winston Zeddemore. Your turn, my friend. I should have just gone with this from the off. Still, you live and learn, don't you? I've not used it that much in my defence, to be fair. Had I would probably have known it would have been okay over white. I think it's more the off-whites it's so dark on. And that wouldn't have been good at all, but thankfully I primed these guys in pure white. Boy, but they ho. Excellent. I'll go over their shoes later at a later time. Turn the heater off again. It's off and on. It's off and on. Whew. We're back to Egon Spengler, right? How it should have been the first time. Sorry about that, Egon. Still got a bit of water on him. I think this will just take a little longer to dry. I daren't do Peter Venkman, but yet here I am. So I don't do him, but then I go ahead and do it anyway, because it's the way I roll. Now Egon and Pete may need 2 coats of theirs in places, but They already started to like Ghostbusters, which is great. Yeah. There. There we go. That will do for now. That probably won't be dry in time to do any more work on them this episode, but that is fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, indeed. Now, Tor Garadon. Well, let's pop them to one side. Do you know my other Age of Sigmar models that I've got on this bench, which you've seen? They're just like, if I fancy doing something like an in-between task. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just looking at it thinking, what can I be doing? Right, the cryptid. I need some entrails, some suitable colour for entrails. An orangey colour, I would suggest. What pinks have we got? Kindle Flame, that's a dry paint. I could make it a wet paint. I've got squid pink. I've got artists or acrylic rose pink. That might be good. Rose pink. Orange have I got? Jakara orange, that's a good one. Forgot about that one. Luganaf orange, might be too orange, I don't know. Squig orange as well, you got that there, they're good as well. Right, I think I'll leave the pink for now. I think I will start with Squig orange. Do I start with Squig orange? Layer paints. It's all gone thick and gooey in the pot, so I'm going to add some airbrush thinner to it. Yeah, just mixing it. I'll move him out of the way a little bit. Yeah, it's all a lump of goo at the moment. I could drop some drying retarder in it too. I wonder if I should add any medium to it. I don't know. Larmium medium, I could add that, I suppose. One could add that. It's been left too long. tells me it's got some heavy pigmentation in it. It's got brown undertones. Haven't they all? But you know what I mean. It's got that sort of heavier brown pigmentation. I definitely feel it's a medium here, if I could find any. That's the question. Lamia medium would be the one to add. I could use some varnish, I suppose. I'd use some matte varnish, do that. Right, I'm going to see if I can find some Lamia medium. I know I've got some somewhere, but the question is where? And then straight away, I find it. Lamia medium, there we go. Well, that doesn't usually go so well on live TV, does it? Lamia medium. Right. Let me see here. I suppose I could put one of these blobs in it. How do I? Yeah, that's a good question. How do I get the Lamia medium from there to there? Dripping it in. I think I've done it. It's Sunday today. Yeah, I thought I could hear binmen outside, but it can't be. They're hard pushed to come on a normal day, aren't they? Anyway, right, so we're mixing up this squig orange. It's better be worth it, because this is what we want. Is this colour. If I had some spare ball bearings, I'd put one in that pot for sure. For sure. Alright, so I'm just going to try and shake it up as best I can. Wooden ball bearings? No, that's a shame. Yeah, alright, whatever. Right, well, palette at the ready. Some water. Character brush. Start applying it. I think, right, don't like that colour. Right, okay, so I'm going to start off here. Yeah, it's almost like a Bugman's Glow. You could probably use Squig Orange or Bugman's Glow instead of Squig Orange, or Squig Orange instead of Bugman's Glow, if you're painting skin the old-fashioned way for Caucasian skin. I know some of you out there still like to do that. Bugman's Glow, Cadian Flesh Tone, Kislev Flesh. Old school. Actually, Reikland Flesh. Bugman's Glow, Reikland Flesh Shade, Cadian Flesh Tone, Kislev Flesh. If you're working on a face, Caucasian, old school style. Yeah, so I've got a airbrush video in mind that I want to do, and I'm quite excited for it because I think it's an important tip that a lot of people could benefit from. So I'll save that one. Hopefully I can set it up after this session. And then we're all good. Right. So what I can't even remember what I was talking about. So I might have to start a new topic here. I do that, lose thread of where I am, but you know that because you're still here watching me. And you know it's a trait of mine, but that's okay. You're used to it. You're used to me by now. Right, so quite like this colour. This Squig Orange. I'm going to paint some of these tendril things at random. And the other ones I shall paint different colours. How's that for a slice of fried gold? What movie is that quote from? How's that for a slice of fried gold? 10 points if you can guess the movie. I do love playing the movie quote game. How's that for a slice of fried gold? It's quite a good quote, actually. I haven't seen the movie for a while, but I do enjoy it. Looks like I'm going to have to do some clean-up work on this model after I do this tendril. Maybe not so much, that's alright. Looking good. Looking good. Right. Do I go symmetrical and paint the other tendril the same colour that the other's opposite side, which is in kind of almost perfect symmetry with that one? Well, we'll just go for it. Go on, yeah, you know you want to. Looks like it could be the worst one of the bunch to paint because of messing with the other bits of the model. That's okay. talk a load of nonsense, don't I, when I'm doing this? You know, it's that when you talk to yourself, because you understand yourself, you know all your own sort of language nuances, and when you talk to yourself, if anyone was to hear you, they'd be like, that person is nuts. I think a lot of it is when you're communicating with yourself, like I do on a frequent basis if I'm on my own here. A lot of it is kind of like telepathic, almost not telepathic, but it's just in your mind rather. You know what I mean? You don't say a lot of it out loud, and you say some of it out loud, and then you answer some of it in your head, or you answer some of it out loud, and it's like, what's going on? I think I'm doing the exemplary at not explaining myself very well here. Do you know that's the biggest problem in my interviews, I think. When I go for a job, I find it hard to remember stuff. I've made a decision. There's another job in where my wife works I'm going to apply for. Well, I think I've seen some more tendrils that could be worse, actually, but oh well. Yeah, it's like the position my wife used to do. And I'm really going to go all out and try and get it. But if I don't this time, I think I'm going to call it a day with that company and go elsewhere and then try elsewhere. Because I think 3 times is, like, you know, if you can't do it after 3 times, then I think you might as well pack up. You're obviously not the right fit, or for whatever reason it is. I don't think that reason's going away. So if I can't learn after the after the second time, so I've done 2 already, and didn't get it. So I've tried changing my tactics, how I approach things, how I approach the interview. Yeah, it's just one of them things. But there might be, because when I got the job with the police, I seem to be quite a good fit. And I love the terminology they use. They say that they have the term preferred candidate. When you're applying, you're going through the stages, you are currently our preferred candidate. And I was able to do that quite well. So there must be other companies that can see my worth, as it were. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm trying to say. That I'm a good fit with. Because I would say I'm a good fit with the police force. As like a work environment, I would say I'm a good fit. I'm not wasting any paint on this one, I can tell you. Hey. So some of the tendrils are going to be that colour. Some of them are going to be Jacaro orange. I think I've decreed it. So that's how it's going to be. What's the time here? 54 minutes. No way, dude. Wow. I'm going to have to end it. Because we're at the end. That flew by, man. That just absolutely flew by. Who'd have thought? Right. Okay. I am going to zoom out Now I'm going to move the camera up. There we go. There you are. So thanks very much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench with Pete. The second episode of 2022. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep saying going down that road. Else I'll get into an OCD thing where I have to say it every time. I don't want to do that. No. Right, to finish off my coffee. So I had a good time painting away. I'm enjoying myself. I'm loving it. Yeah. Thumbs up. Share. Check out Patreon. You know the drill. Check it out because, one day you might think, yes. It's got some interesting looking videos on there. I'm going to check them out. Thank you very much. And, yeah. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye for now. Remember, all brushes lead to war.